Hi everybody, welcome back. This is the lesson on set number 2 of the AWL words, starting with L and going through those words that begin with P. I've already done set 1. And here in set 2, we've already reached words that begin with the letter M. Let's get started with the first group, shall we? Here are the words: ministry, minor, mode, modify, monitor, minimum. And to practice these words, I'd like you to choose the best explanation for the word. Here is the first explanation: not important, low priority. And then the lowest amount or value. To observe the performance of a person or organization. A government department, usually with a specific focus of activity. To change or improve something. A specific way of doing something. Think about those matchings, and next we will look at the answer key. Here is the answer key. We start with minor, not important, low priority. Minimum, the lowest amount or value of something. Monitor, to observe the performance of a person or organization. Ministry, a government department, usually with a special focus of activity. Modify, to change or improve something. Note that modify usually has the idea of improving it through changing. And the last one is mode, a specific way of doing something. All right, I think that was a reasonably easy start. Maybe you were familiar with most of those words and descriptions. That's good. It gives you more confidence. Let's look at the next group. Neutral, network, nevertheless, mutual, negate, motive. And for this exercise, I'd like you to identify the incorrect word in these sentences, replace it with a more appropriate AWL word from the group. Okay, let's get started. The negotiation was administrated by a mutual administrator who had no interest in the deal. The hypothesis has been discredited. Besides, it raised some interesting questions on the topic. The ex-boyfriend was very jealous. This gives him a network for the crime. The Chamber of Commerce helps to widen your motive of business connections. The countries neutrally agreed to open their borders to each other. Lastly, the president said lots of positive things, but his actions supported everything he said. Now, for some of these sentences, you might need to read carefully and think carefully about which word is incorrect. So don't worry about going straight on. Try to complete this practice exercise as best you can, and then you can look at the answers. These are the correct sentences now. And the first one should use neutral. The negotiation was mediated by a neutral administrator who had no interest in the deal. Nevertheless, the hypothesis has been discredited. Nevertheless, it raised some interesting questions on the topic. Motive. The ex-boyfriend was very jealous. This gives him a motive for the crime. Network. The Chamber of Commerce helps you to widen your network of business connections. Mutual. The countries mutually agreed to open their borders to each other. Negate. The president said lots of positive things, but his actions negated everything he said. That's politics for you. All right, moving on. We now have group number 3 in this second set. Here are the words. Nonetheless, norm, normal, notion, notwithstanding, nuclear. Do you know these words? I hope so. Let's practice them with a fill in the space exercise. So here's the first sentence. A blank blank family consists of just the parents and their children. You need a computer to write your thesis. Blank blank, a smartphone can help too. Blank blank, his low income. He was still a generous man. He was still a very generous man. There is no such thing as a blank blank relationship. They are all unique in some way. The ancient Romans believed in the blank blank that the world was controlled by gods. And the last one, with his unusual paintings, Picasso was an artist who broke the blank blank. All right, see if you can fill in the spaces. Next up, we have the answers. Did you get those answers? Here is the key for this group. Nuclear. A nuclear family consists of just the parents and their children. Nonetheless, of course, this is a linking word. You need a computer to write your thesis. Nonetheless, a smartphone can help. And another linking word, notwithstanding. Notwithstanding his low income, he was still a very generous man. Normal. There is no such thing as a normal relationship. They are all unique in some way. That's really an opinion. Maybe you agree or disagree with that. Notion. The ancient Romans believed in the notion that the world was controlled by gods. Norm. With his unusual paintings, Picasso was an artist who broke the norm. So notice we have that as a noun. Norm is a noun, and then normal is the adjective. Okay, everybody, keep going. You're doing really well. Here is the next group of words that we're going to practice. Objective, obtain, obvious, occupy, occur, odd. And for this one, you're going to match the words that have similar meanings. So I've got a group of words here, and can you match them with the AWL word? Purchase, procure, gather. Clear, conspicuous, noticeable. Result, materialize, ensure. Aim, goal, outcome. Fill, capture, involve. Strange, unexpected, confusing. Please think about your answers, match them up and complete the exercise, and then you can go on and check your answers. Here are the answers then. Obtain goes with purchase, procure, gather. Obvious goes with clear, conspicuous, noticeable. Occur matches with result, materialize, ensue. Ensue is a good word. This means happen. If something ensues, it happens or occurs. Objective, aim, goal, outcome. Occupy, fill, capture, involve. And lastly, odd, strange, unexpected, confusing. All right, keep your energy up. We've got 2 more groups of words to go in this set, okay? So here is the last but one group of words we're going to practice. Offset, ongoing, option, orient, outcome, output. And for this practice exercise, I'd like you to choose the best explanation for these words. So the first explanation is an activity that has not reached completion, the desired result of a project, an alternative choice that is available, to compensate for the loss of something by adding or replacing it with something else. That's a little bit of a longer explanation there. To find your way round a place. The measurable result of an activity. I hope those explanations are clear for you and that you can match them. And as usual, next up is the answer key for this group. So we start with ongoing, an activity that has not reached completion. And then outcome, of course, is the desired result of a project. Option, an alternative choice that is available. Offset, so this is the longer explanation. To compensate for the loss of something by adding or replacing it with something else. And then orient, to find your way round a place. And this is the verb here. Last up, we have output, the measurable result of an activity. Well done. Are you ready for the last group in this set? Let's go and finish off on a high. Here are the words we are going to look at. Overall, overlap, overseas, panel, paradigm, and paragraph. And to make you work a little harder, this is the incorrect word exercise. Please read the practice sentences carefully. One word is incorrect. Replace it with the AWL word from the group. Okay? The control paradigm allows you to manage everything. Singapore is the overlap of a well-organized city. It is a good idea to start a panel with a topic sentence. Overseas, public opinion is in favour of the new policy. The curricula for microeconomics and finance convert in a number of areas. Lastly, a job at the diplomatic service means that you will spend a lot of time alone. Think about these sentences carefully. Some of them don't make any sense at all. Some of them just kind of sound a bit crazy. And they are that way because I have put a word that really doesn't fit into the sentence. Take it out, replace it with the AWL word. Please practice this exercise first. It's the best way to become confident with all this vocabulary. Here is the answer key then, and we start with panel. The control panel allows you to manage everything. And then paradigm. Singapore is the paradigm of a well-organized city. Paragraph. It is a good idea to start a paragraph with a topic sentence. Now, this is about academic writing, and if you want to learn more about topic sentences, it's a good idea to try out an academic writing course. Overall, public opinion is in favour of the new policy. Overlap. The curricula for microeconomics and finance overlap in a number of areas. Finally, overseas. A job at the diplomatic service means that you will spend a lot of time overseas. Okay, everybody, well done, and thank you so much for staying with me on this lesson. I really appreciate and thank you for your hard work that you're doing. This has been quite a big set with lots of words. Maybe that's because we're in the middle of the list, I don't know. Anyway, let's just review all of the words we have covered in set number 2. Ministry, minor, mode, modify, monitor, minimum, overall, overlap, neutral, network, nevertheless, mutual, negate, motive, overseas, panel, nonetheless, norm, normal, notion, notwithstanding, nuclear, paradigm, objective, obtain, occupy, occur, odd, offset, ongoing, option, orient, outcome, output, and paragraph. All right, I hope you enjoyed practicing and learning these words. This concludes set number 2 on our section for L through to P. We have one more set to go, so I'll see you in the next lesson, which of course will be set number 3 in this section. I'll see you there. Bye bye.